I request the YouTube comments to be refreshed. All of you can continue posting your comments. You can post random emojis, random letters, random numbers, random words. Okay. Yes, I request the Facebook comments to now be projected. Yes. Kaladra, you can go ahead and start reading the comments.
Yes, the latest comment is from SANTHS Murthy, and we have posted a 3 Namaste emoji. And the previous comment is from CHAM has posted Supreme Lord plus BNTSS and bless and protect my family, please.
Yes, beautiful. And yes, with this we are going to move on to the next power now. That was a very beautiful demonstration of the power of Third Eye. I'm now removing the eyeband of Kaladra. I request YouTube comments to stop in please. Yes. I request comments to stop being projected. Well, as you can see, the IBAN is completely intact. There's no change. That was a very beautiful and exciting demonstration of the power of Third Eye. Next, we are going to be witnessing the power of body scanning and remote vision. And all of you are going to be witnessing the power of body scanning next. So I request all of you to stay tuned, and we'll be back right after a short break to share with all of you the pramanas for the power of body scanning and for all of you to witness this very power itself. We'll be back right after a short break. Yes. So let us now move on into the power of body scanning. So the power of body scanning is where one awakens the ability to be able to scan illnesses, diseases, medically diagnosed issues, and provide solutions in the awakened paradigm. So let us now listen to the Shastra Pramana, where which comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Swadehe jagato vapi sukshma sukshma tarani cha tatvani yani nilayam dhyatpante vyajyate para. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, cognize deeply that from the subtle to the subtlest constitutive principles of your whole body, Swadeha, or of the whole universe, simultaneously consist of the essential reality. They are being observed in their source cause, Paramashiva, and by the experience of such restful awareness, one becomes complete from all the thoughts, and the ultimate universe, divine power, Hara Devi, Adi Shakti is revealed, and the supreme power manifestation happens. The next is the Apta Pramana, which is the reference of the power of body scanning from the life of a Siddha named Periyar. Periyar was a Siddha and one of the prominent disciples of Agastya. And one day a man suffering from a severe headache comes to Agastya for healing. And Agastya uses the power of body scanning and identifies the root cause of the headache. He reveals that there is a small tere, a frog, sitting in the person's brain, and Agastya immediately instructs Periyar, his disciple, to perform an open surgery and remove it. After the surgery is completed successfully, the person is completely healed and cured of the disease. Thus, he gained the name Periyar. The next is the Atma Pramana, which is the account of the life of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasamidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, who was also time tested and verified this time. On the 22nd of December, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shared how he uses the power of body scanning. Paraphrasing his words, only when I had a multiple compound hand fracture, I was forced to go for surgery and therefore for medical checkups to it. At that time, they detected heavy metal quantity in my different organs. It was revealed that I had been poisoned without our knowledge. I needed to use diagnostic methods instead of medical facilities to study the body condition due to the poison. Through the power of through body scanning, I found out what the problems and imbalances had happened and where the balance had come. I used allopathy as the second opinion to verify my findings. Next is the Sakshi Pramana, the experiences and results of the extraordinary manifestations happening through the initiated disciples of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So now all of you are going to be witnessing the live demonstration of the power of body scanning. So I'm going to be manifesting the power of body scanning for all of you today, and I request you to comments to now be projected. Okay, Sumi Murali has said, please scan and heal my wife Sumitra. Got consent now. Yes, yes, surely I'll be doing the body scanning. Sumi Murali, Swamiji revealed that for your wife's first thing is that there's a lot of heat in her body. Due to that, her eyes are getting affected and she is very tired. She's feeling dizzy nowadays and she's having blurred vision. That is because of the excess heat in her body. That is because of the amount of heat in her body. And not only that, Swamiji is also revealing that she needs to be in more sunlight every day, and her body needs to breathe. She's wearing like stuffy clothes, not clothes which are not letting her skin breathe. So these are the two things which are affecting her. So Swamiji is showing she should drink a lot of carrot juice. She should sit out in the sun every day, like in the early morning. She should sit for 15 minutes in the sun, for the first 15 minutes in the sun. And Swamiji is also revealing that she can Swamiji is revealing, take a little ghee every day with a little castor oil. Ghee and castor oil mixed together and apply it on her skin every day before taking bath, and she will be healed from this. Yes, anyone else has any requests or comments to post in the Kailasa'S HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel. You are welcome to post, and we will be doing the body scanning for you. Okay, Sumi Murali Aya has posted, please scan my eye and ear, ma. Yes, Aya, I'll be doing the body scanning for your eyes and ears. Yes. So, Sumi Murali Aya, Swamiji is revealing that your eyes are completely fine, other than the fact that you are seeing the device too much, like the device too much, and it's affecting your eyes. And that is the only thing that Swamiji is revealing. And the solution for that is just every day you should start doing eye kapaya. You are starting to feel very tired and drowsy, and your eyes are just closing, and you're like is sleeping off a lot because of desire. So Swamiji is revealing every day you should do the eye cup, and you will get healed from. You will start feeling so much of relief. You'll start feeling very relieved. And Swamiji is showing that your ears are completely fine. There's only a little pain you're experiencing from past few days is because they are not clean. So you should start cleaning your ears. Yes. So special solutions have requested. Okay, Dominic Walter has posted. At the moment, it is like a small poll. Could you give me a solution or a body scan? Yes, yes, I'll be definitely doing the body scanning for you. Yes, Swamiji is revealing that it is your body is reacting to the food you've been eating. Like I've been able to see that from past few days, the food you're eating is not good for you. That is why your body is reacting, because it's a new new agents in the body. So your body is not adjusting to that, and your body is reacting to that. Swamiji is showing just take haritaki, just take 2 spoons of haritaki, and every day for the next healed of this. It's just that your stomach is little upset. Yeah, that is why you're having a small cold or anything. Swamiji is also revealing that those hand dryers which are there after you wash your hands, you put your hand in those dryers, right? So I'm just showing that your skin has become very dry and it's getting affected by that. Your skin is not adjusting to that heat when you put your hands inside the dryer. So Swamiji is revealing that for the next few days you should just apply castor oil on your hands and on your body, and before taking a bath, so you can so your skin will start becoming healing and becoming back to normal life. Yes. So first thing, Sumimuridi Aya and Dominic Walter, I request you to get back. And yes, Ma Celine has posted, Ma, can I have a body scanning for not achieving Nirahara Samyama? Yes, Ma. Yes, Ma Celine G. Swamiji is revealing that you're not able to achieve your Nirahara Samyama because you're continuously feeling lazy again and again. That is because you are not doing workout and yoga intensely. Swami is revealing that you should start doing yoga and workout intensely and you will be able to achieve your Nirahara Samyama. So yes, um, spiritual solutions. Dominic Walter, I have gotten my feeling. Thank you so much. We'll start to do it immediately. Thank you, Swamiji. Yes, Aya. Thank you so much. And yes, Masilin, I request you to get back. And Sunil Murali, Aya, I request you to get back in the chat section. Anyone who wants a body scanning from third eye can post a request in the Kailasa'S HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel, and we'll immediately be attending to it. Anyone else who wants a body scanning can go ahead and request in the Kailasa'S HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel. Till then, I'll be sharing my experience. How do I manifest this power of body scan? See, when anybody requests for a body scanning and I just close my eyes and ask Swamiji to feel, the main problem first it just gets highlighted, and see, like I'm able to see the whole body, and wherever the main problem is, that area gets highlighted. So example, the person is experiencing a lot of pain in the chest area. I can see the chest, and like the whole chest gets highlighted. And then I ask Swamiji, okay, what is the problem? Then it's like a like camera or something, and then it zooms in into the body, and then I see, okay, what is the problem clearly. So the whole thing is very fun for me to do, and sometimes Swamiji shows me new things which I don't understand, and then I'll ask Swamiji, okay, can you show it in a simpler way? Then like I'll see more images or pictures in a way which I can understand, and I can share it with all of you, like whatever Paramashiva is reading. So it's actually very fun to do this power of body scanning, and one more experience I would like to share is with the power of remote vision. So whenever I manifest the power of remote vision, that is seeing distances, that is seeing far distances, it is very fun because I literally see the person's house, and I can see it in different ways. Sometimes I feel like I'm walking inside the house, like, okay, now I'm entering inside the door, I'm looking, okay, this side, I'm looking to the right, I'm looking left, and then I'm seeing up and seeing all the details. It's like literally I'm going inside the person's house and exploring. Sometimes I see the person's house from outside, and I just see like numbers, okay, 5 bathrooms, 3 rooms, like that. So it's very interesting to manifest these extraordinary shaktis, because it is something which you want. Sometimes even I think, am I really manifesting these powers? Like, it's just a question for me. But then I remember, just with the initiation of Swamiji, just with the blessings of Swamiji, I'm able to really manifest these powers, see remote distances, be able to scan another person's body who is like so far away from us. So this is all with the blessings and grace of Swamiji, and all of you are not just watching a demonstration. Understand, this demonstration is for all of you to understand that you can also manifest these powers. It is a possibility for you. If she can do it, you can also do it. If I can do it, you can also do it. Because Swamiji beautifully tells everyone has a third eye. It just has to be activated. It just has to be initiated. Just like how if you have two lamps, if one is lit, it has to just light the other lamp. Same way. Swamiji is the last lamp of Hinduism, and he is initiating all of us into these extraordinary Shaktis. And Swamiji is really giving us all this experience just so that we can understand that we are Paramashiva and that we can manifest these extraordinary powers. It's a very beautiful experience to get initiated into all these powers. So stay tuned with all the coming darshans and initiations from Swamiji. All of you can get initiated. And it's not that you get a physical touch or anything from Swamiji. Just with one look or just with one word, you can get initiated into these powers. Just with one word or look, you can get initiated and you can start manifesting these powers. And yes, Ma Celine has gotten that link. Okay, thank you, Ma. I will try to do more exercise. Yes. And if any of you want to start manifesting these powers, you can join the Paramashivoham.org. You can join the Paramashivoham level 2 program, and there you will be led into guided power manifestation sessions by the various acharyas, and you will be taught so much about how to complete with your self-denial, self-doubt, self-hatred. You will be taught how to complete with yourself, how to complete with others, how to live in competition. You will be taught about Bhagavad Gita. You will be taught so much in those 16 days of the Paramashivoham program, and you can also start manifesting these extraordinary powers. Yes. And okay, looks like nobody else has posted any comments. Yes. So with this, I would like to conclude this power manifestation session. Ma Celine, Dominic Walter Aya, Sumi Muridi Aya, Ma Maheshwaram Ayananda, I thank all of you for joining us in this power manifestation session. And all the viewers who are watching this program now, please stay tuned for the upcoming segment, followed by the darshan of Swamiji. And we, especially on this auspicious third day of the Navaratri, it is really exciting to and all of us are awaiting the darshan of Swamiji. So please stay tuned for the upcoming segment. Thank you, Nithyananda. Yes, so we're going to be having Mama Dura joining with us, who will be teaching us so much more about Devi Parashakti and much more. Mama Dura? Yes. Nithyananda, you can go ahead.
Thank you, my yoga partner. It's Nithyananda, everyone. So now, after that wonderful demonstration of the powers that all of us just witnessed, let us now get into the next segment where all of us will be learning about how the world is today and the way to move forward and what is the solution for all the problems that humanity is facing today.
I think you're muted. Yes. So let us understand what is, of course, we all know what is happening in the world today. And the currently the status quo world population is declined in the 170 years. That's only 3 generations ahead. So the total number of confirmed cases of COVID-19, the 3% of the population, and is rising daily. So over 233 million people have been infected with COVID-19. and over 4.7 million people have died from COVID-19. Despite so many attempts at lockdown, quarantine, vaccination, we're still not able to find a solution. Vaccination is still not known to be the solution. We've not seen any improvements in the decline of cases, and it's not necessarily always available all over the world. And the average death per day is 126.5 thousand. And that's about 0.5% of the world's population. And average death per year is estimated to be 44 million people, and it's growing each year. It's not just from COVID-19, but from everything in the world. So if we say, just for our understanding, that the population growth per day and death rates are moving at the same rate, we are looking at human civilization to decline in the next 3 generations.
And a need for a global, here you can see the need of a global solution that works across all national policies. And here you can see the situation of a few parts of the world, which is given by the WHO region, So here you can see Americas. In America, there is 89, almost 90 million deaths, confirmed cases. And in Europe, 70 million confirmed. In Southeast Asia, 43 million confirmed. In Eastern Mediterranean, 15 million. And in the Western Pacific, 8 million. And in Africa, 6 million confirmed cases are there.
And not only are we suffering from this COVID-19 pandemic, but we've seen over the last several months and years that the rate of natural disasters, natural calamities has risen. And this is due to the climate change crisis that we are experiencing right now. According to the United Nations, now a new scientific report from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, warns that we are on a crash course towards catastrophe if global temperatures are allowed to continue rising. And the window to slow or even halt some of these worsening impacts is rapidly closing. Unfortunately, we've seen that we have not been taking worldwide, globally, we've not been taking the drastic measures that we need to take to curb climate change. And even if global warming increases up to the difference between 1.5 degrees Celsius to 2 degrees Celsius is drastic. So it is extremely vital that we curb the effects of climate change by changing our daily activities, our global policies. But unfortunately, this is not the case. And we've already seen the direct effects of climate change, the natural disasters, floods, storms, the fires, the forest fires, and so many more over the last several months and years.
And the few immediate precautionary methods that everyone should take is to protecting yourself. The first and foremost is to protect yourself by doing quarantine, by getting quarantine, and follow the local government's guidance, guidelines, and regulations. And even if you do this, still actually the effect on our survival needs like food, clothes, shelters, and especially for the less privileged, whom we call poor, for whom resources are not immediately available, is unknown. And the bereavement or isolation and the loss of income and fear are triggering mental health conditions or exacerbating existing ones. And many people may be facing increased levels of alcohol and drug use, insomnia, and anxiety. So now let us see what is the karma that caused COVID-19.
What is the karma that has caused COVID-19?
So in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, the fourth Adhyaya, fourth Brahmanam, in fifth mantra, it defines karma as the verse says, yatakari yacharitata bhavati sadhukari sadhu bhavati papakari papi bhavati punyena karmana bhavati papa papena. And the translation is, as it does it and acts, so it becomes by doing good. It becomes good, and by doing evil, it becomes evil. It becomes virtuous to good acts and vicious to evil acts.
Our greed to make life comfortable and luxurious has been one of the causes of this karma. 83% of wild mammals have become extinct because of our own greed, stopping the idea that the whole planet Earth belongs to only the human race will only save us from this. And since the rise of human civilization, 83% of wild mammals have been lost.
And we have forgot to share the world with others. That is another reason of all of this suffering. So let us set a trend of moving to a nature-based lifestyle. Let's stop torturing and killing animals. Let's drop this idea that planet Earth is exclusively for us. And let us set a trend of moving to nature-based lifestyle. Let's stop torturing and killing animals, and let's drop the idea that planet Earth is exclusively for us.
Let us stop this karma. When you kill animals, when you keep the livestock and kill animals, not only you disturb the environment, you disturb the ecosystem by releasing so much of pain and suffering. Here you can see just an example of the drain of resources that meat and meat products consume. Beef requires over 15,000 liters of water, fresh water, just to produce 1 kg of food. And this is in comparison with any animal or plant-based product, and less than 5,000, around 3,000 liters of water is only needed for any of the any of the plant-based foods. However, all animal-based foods are well over, especially beef, sheep, pork, are well over this. This is a very poor use of our resources, and this is extremely draining to our ecosystems, our environment, by producing so much of meat and consuming so much.
So what is the permanent solution for this pandemic? As per Hinduism, the purpose of the world and the primal principle, the principle of the universe, is let us all coexist and celebrate our life. Ahimsa paramo dharma. Non-violence is the ultimate natural law of life.
So what is the permanent solution for this pandemic? Let us stop that and stop all the actions from anger, lust, greed, pride, jealousy, and delusion. The solution, the Hindu solution, are the aprigraha, asteya, or ahimsa, the lifestyle of non-stealing, living with minimal things, and non-violence.
And every crisis that humanity faces Hinduism has found solutions. Hinduism is a religion which has seen at least five times where the planet Earth was completely wiped out. All the population, everything on planet Earth was completely wiped out. And the wiping out of the civilization, and the wiping out of the civilization is what has been recorded and documented. And every time when the civilization was wiped out, it has been documented of how it has been rebuilt.
So let us look at some of the examples of when the population had been wiped out and Hinduism had a solution for it. Bhagavan Vishnu incarnated to bring the Veda and Agamas back from the dark energy during the manifestation of the universe in the form of the fish, the Matsyavatara, and landed on the planet Earth to give this to Lord Brahma. After the great deluge, Bhagavan Vishnu brought Manu's boat and the Vedas and Agamas, the whole thing, and restarts the civilization. That is why the Pandya kingdom, the earliest kingdom, has a fish as their emblem. The Karaikal is the place where the boat was brought to that land by the Matsyavatara. From the whole Pandya civilization started. From there, the whole Pandya civilization started. During the King Ravana's reign, 7 crore people were ruled under, and Bhagwan Sri Ramachandra Prabhu incarnated to save 4 deshas from the evil reign of the king. This is detailed in the Ramayana. And then King Duryodhana almost led the world to the nuclear destruction, nuclear collapse. And Bhagwan Sri Krishna incarnated to end the apocalypse. And this is detailed in the epic poem, the Mahabharata. And Bhagwan Mahadeva himself protected the city of Varanasi. And he describes, I will hold these people, protect them, even during the pralaya, even when the whole world is destroyed during the great deluge. I'll hold them in the tip of my trishu. This is Bhagavan Mahadeva's promise to humanity.
And in the Upanishads, the rishis celebrate the happening of the incarnations who come down to liberate people from crisis. And in the Taittiriya Upanishad, chapter 3, the Bhriguvali, section 10, the rishis sing and dance in ecstasy of enlightenment and Kundalini awakening. And they say, Ha, Vu, Ha, Vu, Ha, Vu, Ahamannam, 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 Ahamannado, Ahamannado, Ahamannadaha. So this is what the rishis sing and dance in ecstasy of enlightenment and Kundalini awakening.
Paramashiva reaching out to liberate individual. So let us understand that ultimate consciousness happens again and again as Acharya, as Guru, and as incarnation. Paramashiva reaching out to liberate individual souls from bondages through knowledge is Acharya. Paramashiva reaching out to individual souls to liberate them from bondages through initiation is Shaktipada and Shaktinipada, is Guru. And Paramashiva reaching out to individual souls and intervening in their karmas, altering it, reducing it, and even deleting it, completing it, and changing the happenings of the past, present, and future is Leela. And the manifestation who is able to do these Leelas are the incarnation.
And in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna promises to happen again and again when the individual consciousness declines. And he beautifully says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam shrujami, which means whenever there is a decline in individual consciousness, the collective consciousness increases. To establish the righteousness of eternal consciousness, the science of eternal bliss, dharma samstha panarthaya, I myself appear millennium after millennium, sambhavami yuge yuge.
Let us understand the significance of Navaratri during this deluge, during this Kalaya.
Yes, so as we learn about, as all of us know that we are celebrating the grand festival of Navaratri, let us now Devi Kamakshi, the form of Devi that we are celebrating on the third day of Navaratri. Yes, so now let us learn about Devi Kamakshi. So in the Devi Mahatmyam, Devi says, there's a line that says, Ekaivaham jagat yatra dvitiya ka mama para, which means I am the only eternal power in the world and none else the second. So therefore, all these different alankaras and avatars are of Jagannatha. That Jagannatha takes the form of Devi Saraswati and bestows education and knowledge. She takes the form of Devi Mahalakshmi and gives wealth, food, etc. And she takes the form of Devi Mahakali, Chamundi, during the time of destruction of incomplete people. She takes the form of Durga Parameshwari, to make her devotees to get rid of all the fear. She takes the form of Devi Meenakshi to bestow boons for career and leadership. She takes the form of Devi Brahmacharini to heal all from mental disorders. She takes the form of Devi Kamakshi to complete our relationships, and Devi Annapurneshwari to bestow health and abundance, and Devi Rajrajeshwari to liberate us from natural calamities. And in the Devi Mahatmyam, beautifully Devi Kamakshi graces us and grants boons. And in the 11th chapter, verse 35, she says, Pranata nam prasidatvam Devi Vishvartiharini Trailokyavasini Nitye Lokanam Varada Bhava. So in this verse, the Divine Mother says, O Devi, you who remove the afflictions of the universe, be gracious to us who have bestowed to you, who have bowed to you. O you worthy of adoration by the dwellers of the three worlds, be a boon giver to the worlds. So Devi Kamakshi's Jiva Samadhi is in Kanchipuram, and she came and she did tapas towards Shiva and became enlightened. Kamakshi's presence in Kanchipuram still radiates the highest sensitivity. And by worshipping, the worship of Devi Kamakshi will awaken the sacred feminine consciousness in us in the oldest and is the oldest mother worship tradition. And in the Kamakshi Stotram it says, Shrinkaratmaka Varna Matra Patanandriyam Shriyam Tan tanvittim chinmatram bhuvaneshwar anudinam viksha pradana kshamam vishva aghogya nivarini vimalinim vishva vishwambharam ram matrikam kamakshim paripurna chandravadanam vande mahesha priya. And the translation for this seventh verse of the Kamakshi Stotram says, salutations to Devi Kamakshi, whose nature is expressed by the symbol Hirim, by reciting which the powers of Aintari and Shri spreads forth. Who as Devi Bhuvaneshwari, the embodiment of pure consciousness, is always showering boons and forgiving sins. Who as the all-bearing mother of the world, stainless and pure, keeps off the sins of the world from the hearts of devotees. Whose face shines like the full moon, we extol Devi Kamakshi, the beloved of Sri Mahesha, Paramashivoham. And the next, the eighth verse says, Vagevi chayam vadanti munaya kshirabdi kanyeti cha kshoni tanayeti cha shruti giro yam amannati sputam ekaneka palapradam bahuvida karastanas tanvitam kamakshi sakalarti bhanjana param vande mahesha priyam. And the translation for this is salutations to Devi Kamakshi, who is called as the goddess of speech, Devi Saraswati, the goddess of the milky ocean, Devi Lakshmi, and the earth-born daughter as Devi Sita, and who is the voice behind the Shrutis, Nishits, manifesting out of her own will, who is the one bestowing many fruits and manifesting in various forms, who is the destroyer of all suffering and transcendental in essence, we extol Devi Kamakshi, the beloved of Sri Mahesha. And the next verse says, Kanta Kama Dudakari Indra Gamana Kamari Vamanga Kalyani Kalita Avatara Shubhaga Kasturika Charchita Kampatira Rasala Mula Nilaya Karunya Kalolini Kalyanani Karotu Me Bhagavati Kanchi Puri Devata. And the translation for this verse, salutations to Devi Kamakshi, who is the beloved of the devotees and like a milch cow fulfills their wishes, whose movement is like the king of elephants and who share the left half of the body with Sri Shiva, who is the bestower of auspiciousness incarnated in the divine auspicious body smeared with the perfume of kasturi, who abiding in the banks of the Kampa river under a mango tree, Amra, surges with her compassion. Devi Parvati meditate on Shiva on the banks of the Kampa river at Kanchipuram. Please make my life happy and prosperous, O divine goddess of Kanchipuram. So now let us see Devi Parashakti's divine play, the Leelas, from the Chandi Stotram in the Devi Mahatma. So today let us meditate on Leela from Devi Mahatma, where Devi incarnates to save humanity when greed befalls. So the power of human anger and greed threatens to destroy everything it touches. The goodness of the nurturing earth, the stability of the mountains, the expansive beauty of the oceans, the innocence of the gentle clouds. Under Devi's attacks, Demon Mahisha changes form from a buffalo to a lion, to a man, and to an elephant, and every time eludes her blows. And like Mahisha, we go through life dissatisfied, often agitated, and sometimes full of rage. And the causes of our misery change over time. One day it is this, the next day it is something else, and so it goes. Until we can pin down the root cause, our discontent cannot be overcome. And like Mahishasura, the cause of loath to reveal itself. And Mahisha represents more than monumental rage. His anger is one of the six passions that afflict our human awareness. The others are lust, greed, pride, jealousy, and delusion. So let's analyze them. The first, lust or desire to, in general, is a longing for gratification. We want something, but why? Because we feel something is lacking and always feel incomplete. We feel incomplete, limited, or separated in some way. We fail to satisfy our desire. A common response is anger. Or when a desire is satisfied, a common response is greed. We want more. And so we're caught in an ongoing cycle to make matters worse. We can add pride and jealousy to the mix as well. And the root cause of our existential discontent and our outward conflicts is the feeling deep down inside that we are limited and separated and incomplete. We mistakenly identify with the limited ego that when in fact we are the limitless Atman. That Atman abiding in every person is the true self, the one undivided reality whose essence is pure being consciousness is. And in the 8th, 9th, and 10th verses of the Chandi Stotram, it says, salutations to Devi, to the Mahadevi, salutations always to her who is ever auspicious, salutations to her who is the primordial cause and the sustaining power. With attention we have made obeisance to her. Salutations to who is terrible, to her who is eternal. Salutation to Gaudi, the supporter of the universe. Salutations always to her who is of the form of the moon and the moonlight and happiness itself. So just like how Devi takes form to eliminate the asuras and demons, in this century most of us are Mahishasura, just operating on the basic impossibilities. So the incompletions and impossibilities that we hold within us are the demons of this century. So most of the delusions that we make every moment, we make unconsciously, make thousands of decisions unconsciously in a day. Whether it is thinking or talking or doing, it is done unconsciously without awareness. And that is the reason we are not able to connect the cause and the effect of many of the things that happen in our lives. We always think we have been ditched or we have been ditched or we have gone through unfair results. And we are blissfully unaware that it was we who caused the effects. We made it happen by the way of unconscious living and ended up incurring more karma. So there is a way to again and again remind ourselves not to collect karma and to live without the influence of the earlier incurred karmas. The first step is to have a clear understanding that karma is powerless in the presence of an incarnation. And somewhere, this karma chakra needs to be broken, and you need to be given a new energy, inspiration, understanding, and possibility. And if you're always stuck with this actionism cycle, you will never ever be given a chance to taste the possibility. Possibility, the taste of possibility can be given to you only when the divine intervention happens. Mahadeva intervenes in your life in the form of the Guru, and he assumes the form of the Guru just to liberate us from the karma chakra and give inspiration, joy, bliss, and cause miracles and enlightenment in all of our lives. And initiation means the ideas or knowledge of or the clicks that brings you out of these depressive thoughts and that brings you out of the influence of your karma. So, to bring us all out of delusion, the supreme point of Hinduism, Bhagavan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam, has come down as the Nijavatara of Devi Parashakti. So Devi Parashakti has come down once again in the form of the supreme point of Hinduism. So the Kailasa'S Nithyananda Paramashivam, rare and sacred lineage of pontiffs, has been systematically carried over in unbroken progression from ages, and the chosen emissaries of Lord Paramashivan Devi, Parashakti, and the Guru Mahasannidhanams of Kailasa'S Nithyananda Paramashivam are the direct representatives of the cosmos. And on the 27th of 2012, Srila Sri Nithyananda Paramacharya Swamigal was formally appointed as the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Kailasa'S Nithyananda and is the lawful successor, descendant, and inheritor invested with all the powers, duties, obligations to perform the rituals, spiritual, religious, and customary rites vested in Kailasa'S Nithyananda and has been reviving its spiritual, religious, and linguistic epicenters to its original glory. So now let us watch a video on the history of Madurai, the history of Madurai Adina.
The ancient temple town of Madurai in southern India boasts of a 2,500-year-old history of spirituality. Historians trace Madurai's existence back to the 3rd century BC, making it one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities of the world. Legend says that Madurai was established by the cosmic mother herself, who incarnated as Princess Meenakshi, daughter of the pious king Malayadwaja Pandian. An able queen and a fearless warrior, Meenakshi expanded her empire right up to Kailash in current China. But when she came face to face with the Lord of Kailash, Shiva himself, she recognized him as her eternal consort and dropped her arms to become Shiva's companion for life. Along with Shiva, also known as Sundareshwara or the beautiful Lord, Meenakshi reigned over her kingdom for a glorious 166 years. In course of time, with the rise of Jainism as a religious force, Madurai too fell to its powerful influence, and Shaivism all but vanished from the sacred kingdom where Shiva himself had once walked the earth. The renaissance of Shaivism in Madurai was the sacred task of a child incarnation, Tirungyana Sambandar, one of the 4 visionary saints of Shaiva Siddhanta tradition. The story goes
that as a baby, Tirunjana Sambandar was once nourished by the milk of enlightenment from the cosmic mother herself. This child prodigy arrived in Madurai to effortlessly defeat the learned Jain monks with his wisdom, healing powers, and spiritual prowess, and restored Madurai to her beloved religion, Shaivism, by reviving the ancient Madurai Adinam and the Meenakshi temple, which had fallen to desolate ruin. Madurai Adinam is today the world's oldest living Hindu organization, with a recorded history alone spanning a glorious 1,500 years and an unbroken lineage of illustrious pontiffs to this very day. Over the centuries, Madurai Adinam has been patronized by the likes of Tipu Sultan, Robert Nobili, and the poet saint Vallalar. The pontiff of the Madurai Adinam is known by the title Guru Mahasannidhanam and inherits the responsibility of carrying forward the traditions of Tirunjana Sambandar's sacred work.
On 27th April 2012, a new era began in the history of Madurai Adinam. The 292nd Pontiff, Srila Sri Arunagirinatha Jnana Sambandha Desika Paramacharya Swamigal, guided by intuition and inducement by Lord Shiva, coronated a charismatic young saint as the 293rd Pontiff of the Madurai Adinam.
An accomplished yogi, a pragmatic social visionary, and an adept in mystical sciences. His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda is revered as a divine incarnation by millions worldwide. Within weeks of his ascent to the sacred throne, he brought about sweeping changes to the Adinam, including the renovation of the ancient monastery, Annadan, free food for thousands every day, free medical camps, yoga classes, scriptural study, spiritual healing, and meditation programs. The traditional Adinam now has a website, and thousands participate in the morning worship and spiritual talks via live streaming and two-way video conferencing. Vast properties belonging to the Adinam are being reclaimed from illegal encroachment. Its numerous temples are being restored to sanctity, and the neighboring villages are being adopted, with basic amenities, education, and medical care being provided for all. His Holiness dreams of an authentic Vedic Renaissance, for which India has already waited too long.
Here, I take the commitment of making Madurai Adinam as an international religious organization. We will fulfill all the responsibilities of Madurai Adinam, make Hindu tradition, Saiva tradition alive, revived, lived, celebrated all over the world.
With a brand new pontiff at its helm, Madurai Adinam promises to be more than just another traditional monastery, as a whole generation turns to spirituality for answers. The changes at Madurai Adinam mirror the changing role of spiritual organizations today as power centers and guiding forces, forging the enlightened government of the new world.
Yes, so that was a beautiful video on the history of Madurai Adinam. And the 292nd pontiff of Madurai Adinam, Sri Arunagirinath Sri Nyanasammadeshwara Paramacharya Swami, is the predecessor to the supreme point of Hinduism in the esteemed Guru-based tradition of the kingdom Kailasa'S Nithyananda Paramashivam, the Madurai Adinam, since 2012. And the 292nd Guru Mahasannidhanam had the divine vision of Lord Shiva and Devi Meenakshi, who both instructed him to coronate the avatar as his successor, the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam. And an historic record of Madurai Adinam introducing the 292nd pontiff of Madurai Adinam has spoken and introduced the supreme pontiff of Hinduism as his successor. And here you can see the supreme pontiff of Hinduism as being coronated as the 293rd Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam of the Kailasa'S Nithyananda Paramashivam, the Madurai Adinam. Here you can see a few pictures of it. And a few more pictures in the Kanchanur temple, then the Panga Parameshwara temple, and then the Sachinadar temple, and then the Alagar Kovil temple. Swamiji has visited these few temples as the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Madurai Adinam. And at the mere age of 16, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism was declared as successor of the Arunachala Sarvagnapeetham by the Guru Parampara, by his gurus. And at a young age of 21, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism founded the mission, the Nityananda Sangha, to revive Kailasa internationally. And this happened in 1999 when the supreme pontiff of Hinduism was 21. And at the age of 24, on the 4th of November, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism founded the Adi Kailasa Nithyananda Paramashivam. And at the age of 26, on the 1st of January 2004, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism was declared as successor of Bhagyanagara Sri Sarvagnapeetham. And at the age of 26, on the 31st of December 2004, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the incumbent emperor of the Suryavamsha Sarangi Samrajyam of the Suryavamsha lineage. And at the age of 29, in 2007, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism revived the Adi Pallava Sarvagnapeetham. And at the age of 30 in 2008, was coronated as the successor of the Kashi Sarvagnapeetham. And at the age of 35 in 2013, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism was officially coordinated as the Mahamandaleshwar, the supreme spiritual head of the Mahanirvani Akada, the largest apex monastic order. And he is also the youngest Mahamandaleshwar who was coronated at the age of 35. And here you can also see pictures where supreme pontiff of Hinduism was being coordinated by all the other senior sannyasis and heads in the Mahanirvani Akada. And at the age of 35 in 2013, the supreme pontiff, the Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of the Attal Akada, the oldest monastic order of Hinduism. And this Akada was actually established by Mahaganapati himself. So the supreme pontiff of Hinduism was declared as the Acharya Mahamandaleshwar by the Acharya Mahamandaleshwar at that point in time, who was Sukadevanandaji, and the incumbent spiritual head of the supreme pontiff of Hinduism was declared as the incumbent spiritual head of the Attal Akada at the age of 35.
And the supreme pontiff of Hinduism has been coronated as the Guru Mahasanidanam of the Tanjavur Adinam at the age at the age of 36 in 2014. Sorry for the technical glitch. I'll be right back with the slides. So as we are getting ready for the Devi Varashti Akash readings, the Navaratri celebrations, the darshan, the blessing of who's manifesting Devi Varashti Aksh. And you can take a few moments to join as a member of Kailasa'S HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel. And it's a very simple process. You can just go ahead and visit the YouTube channel, and you'll see the join button next to the subscribe button. You can go ahead and click on that and join as a member, and you will have access to various exclusive content, as well as you'll be able to ask any questions during the live Parashakti Akash meetings, the darshans, the Paramashivoham Samadhi darshan, and many more. So do take a moment to join as a member of Kailasa'S SPH YouTube channel. And of course, stay tuned for today's beautiful Navaratri celebrations that will be coming up shortly. We will be witnessing the celebrations of the third day of Navaratri and with the Nithyananda Paramashivam. So and Supreme Concept was also yes, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has also been coordinated as the Guru Mahasanidanam of the Tiruvarur Adinam at the age of 36 in 2014.
And the Supreme Point of Hinduism has also been coronated as the Guru Mahasanidanam Adinam at the age of 36 in 2014.
And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has also been coronated as the Guru Mahasanidanam of the Dharma Muktis Parikapura Adinam at the age of 37 in 2002.
And the Supreme Point of Hinduism has also been coronated as the Guru Mahasanidanam of the Adi Pita Mata at the age of 37 in 2015.
And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been elected as the Supreme Concept of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu pontiffs or leaders at the age of 36 in 2016.
And the Supreme Point of Hinduism is revered as the most prolific, most viewed, read and watched by millions and billions around the world, and more than thousands of followers, millions of followers of Hinduism follow the Supreme Point of Hinduism. And he is the most viewed in the digital world,
And Kailasa is the world's greatest digital nation with over 1 billion views. And this includes over 1,100 Facebook pages, 50 websites, over 102 Instagram channels, 70 initiatives, and 128 national channels, well, Twitter channels, and 12 web TV channels.
And the Supreme Point of Hinduism has worked relentlessly and worked hard for 27 years now and has contributed a numerous number of things to the world, and he has contributed humanitarian services and initiatives including free vegetarian food banks, medical services, natural disaster relief, women empowerment initiatives, and conflict resolution and peace initiatives, sustainable Hindu practices through various international agencies and bodies, and much more.
And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has authored over 300 books and 10,000 articles in 3 languages, which include English, Tamil, Sanskrit, and those have been translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. Here you can see some of these books that are easily available online in English, French, Spanish, and much more. They're all freely available in Tamil, Spanish.
And over 20 million copies of these books and articles have been sold, read, and downloaded by millions around the world.
And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has established the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million palm scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. And this continues to expand today, which includes a palm leaf printing unit, as I mentioned here, to reprint all of these original scriptures on the original palm leaves that they were once written on.
And the Supreme Point of Hinduism has given over 10,000 hours of discourses and over 1 billion views on social media. He has on all the pages. We have over 1 billion views on all the social media platforms.
The Supreme Concept of Hinduism is respected as the commentator of all the sacred scriptures, such as the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, the Shiva Sutras, the Yoga Sutras, the Ashtavakra Gita, the Jain Sutras, and many more.
And the Supreme Point of Hinduism is honored as a leader of Hinduism, the most awarded, internationally recognized Hindu leader.
Most recently, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been recognized by the California State Senate, and Kailasa has also been recognized by the California State Senate. And there are many governments, politicians, and people all over the world who have recognized the Supreme Concept of Hinduism hard work and contributions to humanity over the last 26 years. And even the acclaimed Watkins magazine, Mind and Body Spirit magazine, has described that Supreme Concept of Hinduism is one of the top 100 spiritually influential living personalities in the world. And Supreme Concept of Hinduism is the reviver of the sovereign order of Kailasa, led by the Supreme Concept of Hinduism and the Nithyananda order of monks, nuns, and the Hindu diaspora all over the world who are working for global peace and to give the superconscious breakthrough to humanity.
And the Supreme Point of Hinduism is also the establisher of the largest in the world with satellite campuses in 150 countries.
And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism is the establisher of 1,000 plus Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems, which have been continuously enriching and enriching people even during the pandemic.
And the Supreme Point of Hinduism is the founder and reviver of over 100 Satmapitams around the world. And
the late Mahant Narendra Giriji Maharaj the president of the largest apex body of Hinduism, the Akhila Bharatiya Parishad, Akada Parishad, has the group of 13 Akadas with over 2 crore sadhus or monks in India welcome the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, as one day the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, Swamiji is going to be called as the Vishva Guru, the Guru of the whole world, and he is going to be the spiritual guide for the world, and peace will spread in the whole world. People are not yet aware of the energy of Swamiji. In reality, Swamiji is the Swarupa, the form of Bhagavan, God himself, and we are offering prayers not just to a Guru, but to an embodiment of Bhagavan. I am sure that Swamiji must have done intense penance, tapas, in his childhood and merged into God, as a result of which he is expressing this divine power of God. This is the words of the late Narendra Giriji Maharaj, the Akara Parishad head, and the leader of over 2 crore sadhus, who was described the greatness of Swamiji and the divinity of Swamiji.
And just like this, various heads of akadas and mats have spoken about the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So we also have Sri Shanti Mahaswamiji, who is the head of the Kalda Mata, the oldest recorded mata in Karnataka, dating back to more than 6,500 years ago, declares with his authority, he beautifully says about the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, whenever humanity falls into suffering and pain, Ishwar, the divine himself, tapas for their upliftment. Ishwar is the embodiment of the divine light. Nithyananda Ji Maharaj is seated as the embodied divine light, spreading world peace and serving the whole of humanity from India. Nithyananda Ji is a treasure house of jnana, sacred knowledge. And now, with that, we will be moving to the next segment of this program after a short break. In the next segment, we will be learning about the happening of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as the Guru, and you will also be learning more about what you can offer to Devi Parashakti in this auspicious season, in this auspicious festival and celebrations during the Navaratri. Nithyananda? Yes. Now we'll be learning more about the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, happening on planet Earth as a Guru and guiding us further into various understandings for the well-being and of humanity, for the completion and fulfillment of all the living beings to restore planet Earth, to protect all the beings on planet Earth. So let's see more about this dimension of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism happening as a Guru in our life. And today, in the celebrations of Navaratri, as we celebrate the Navaratri during these 9 days, as we celebrate Devi and Bhagwan Venkateshwara, the Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalaya also offers various sacred rituals and sevas to Devi and to Bhagwan Venkateshwara during this time for the protection and well-being of humanity. On each of these 9 nights of celebration, Devi is adorned and decorated in her various manifestations and worshipped as her various manifestations. So let us now see some of the veils and sevas being offered to Devi Parashakti on these 9 nights of celebration. On day 1, we celebrated the manifestation of Devi as Rajarajeshwari, who bestows the protection from natural and epidemic calamities, for the removal of delusional arrogance, and bestows all boons upon the devotees. And on the second day of celebrations, we celebrated the manifestation of Devi as Devi Meenakshi, who bestows the protection from insecurity and of job loss and career loss. On the third day, which is today, we are celebrating Devi Parashakti as the manifestation of Devi Kamakshi, who heals us from all relationship problems and the ability to heal from the loss of loved ones. On the fourth day, we'll be celebrating the manifestation of Devi Annapurneshwari, who bestows the protection and blessings to heal from health problems, heal from allergy problems, and heal from nourishment problems. On the fifth day of celebrations, we are celebrating the manifestation of Devi Vishalakshi, who blesses and graces us to invoke the leadership quality and protection from uncertain future. On the sixth day of celebrations, we are celebrating the manifestation of Devi Parashakti in the form of Shayana Tirukolam, and the Devi who blesses for disorder for relief from psychosomatic disorders, healing from mental disorders like stress, suicidal thought, and depression. And on the seventh day, we are celebrating the manifestation of Devi as Devi Mahalakshmi, who bestows grace and blessings to protect from the loss of wealth, protection from loss of business. And on the eighth day, we are as Devi Durga, who bestows the protection from the coronavirus negativity protection from untimely dangers, protection from enemies. And on the 9th day of celebrations, we are celebrating the manifestation of Devi as Devi Saraswati, who bestows upon us the ability to grasp knowledge, the ability to achieve excellence in exams, ability to learn through new ways of learning, and and who bestows the grace for the ultimate knowledge, the supreme ultimate knowledge to be awakened in us. And during these 9 nights of celebration of the Navaratri, we are also offering various sevas and rituals to the deities in Adi Kailasa'S Sarvadnipita, the Kshetra, where the Supreme Pontiff has consecrated all the gods and goddesses of Kailasa, where they are living deities. And in this sacred space, the rituals are offered by third eye awakened beings with the highest integrity and authenticity and as per the agamic injunctions. So some of the sacred rituals being offered during these 9 nights of celebration: the Mahaganapati Homa, the Utsava Ambal Alankara Seva, the Swamiji Vishesha Ambal Alankara Seva, the Utsava Ambal Vishesha Shodashopachara Puja, the Chandi Homa with Vishesha Dravya Homa and Purnahati, the Dashabhairava Puja, Kumari Puja and Swahasini Puja, the Durga Pratima Prana Pratishtapana, the Durga Saptami Puja, the Durga Saptami, Ashtami and Navami Puja and Arati, the Devi Mahatmyam Parayanam, the Durga Ashtami Puja, the Durga Kumari Puja, the Durga Navami Puja, the Ayudha Puja, the Maha Naivedya Seva on Vijayadashami, the Pratyakshapada Puja on Vijayadashami, the Tulabharam offering on Vijayadashami, the Utsava Venkateshwara Alankara Seva, and the Utsava Venkateshwara Navakalasha Abhishekam. So all of these sacred rituals and sevas are being offered in the sacred space of Adi Kailasha Nithyananda Sarvadnipita, the Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalaya, and the devotees can offer any of these sevas and celebrate this Navaratri and receive the grace and blessings of Devi Parashakti, of Bhagavan Venkateshwara, and of all of the gods and goddesses of Kailasa. So the Alankara Seva is the Seva, the offering of decoration to the deity. Alankara means decoration and also that which causes a deep sense of fulfillment. It is from the Sanskrit root, Alamkara, Alam Karoti iti Alankara. That is Alankara. So you can offer the Alankara Seva to the various deities that are worshipped and celebrated on these 9 nights. is Nithyananda. So now, we apologize for the technical glitch. And now, before we move to the learning more about the sevas being offered in Adi Kailash, let us now look at some of the various understandings, the gnana that Swamiji has provided to humanity, the knowledge from the scriptures that Swamiji has gifted to humanity as through his happening as a guru. So let us learn more about the happening of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as a guru.
Today, we start completing with others. Just only your father, mother, husband, wife, brother, sister, or the human beings around you, everyone.
Today we start with the completion of everything with which you're living, your wealth, your health, your bag, your seat, your pets, your car, your house. Please understand that all of these are a living part of your life.
See, a house may be a dead object, but it is a living part of your life. It is a very important component of your life.
So the first thing you need to do is deciding, I have to bring completion with others, with whoever I'm living. I have to bring completion with whoever I'm living. Even if they don't want, I will stretch my best and I will decide I'm in the space of completion. Whenever they want, I'm open to have them. I'm open. I'm going to be in the space of completion. And whenever they are also ready, it will be completely complete.
So completion with others does not mean you are going to apologize to them. No, it is not completion. Apologizing, saying sorry, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. This is not going to lead us to completion.
Decide I'm deciding to drop the hurting pattern in my life or any incompletion, any misunderstanding, anything. I'm deciding to drop and I'm deciding not to bring them in, not to give life to them again. So deciding this is the completion. Deciding this in your inner space is the completion with others.
So completion starts with a decision. So deciding, first we need to decide whoever I am living with, I am going to live with the completion. Going beyond right, wrong is completion. Deciding I am dropping this incompletion, hangover of the past, and I will not allow this to happen once more.
Completion is actually a responsibility. It is not apologizing. Or feeling sorry comes out of powerlessness, but completion comes out of responsibility. So let us understand this difference.
So now let us understand the few basic truths about the relationships. Today we are celebrating the Devi Navaratri Kamakshi Alankara. Devi is gracing us with the Kamakshi. So the Kama is the desires, all the desires she fulfills. So with her blessings, let us decide to be in the space of completion with everyone around us. So let us understand the few basic truths of relationships. They are not something outside you. It is the very extension of you. How you feel about that is what you project on others. If you have guilt, if you have guilt, carrying something, guilt inside you, some part of it is fighting with you. You will express only that unconsciously and make enemies of you. So if you are carrying some powerless cognitions or powerless feelings, emotions, which puts you in powerless, then you project those feelings to the people around you and create enemies, create conflicts in our life.
If you're constantly making enemies, that means something is wrong. And if you're making friends, then a majority of that part of you is healed.
So your experience of you and you projecting, whatever you project in different relationships. So your experience of you, what you experience inside of you with your feelings, with the emotions, that you, the emotional part of you, you project in all different relationships, with your brother, with your sister, with your husband, wife, all the relationships, with your kids, whatever you're carrying inside, the emotions, you project those into the relationships, the people around you, which causes the damage in the relationships.
There are two things in relationships. There's the real father and your perception of him. The real mother and the idea of the mother. The real father, the real mother is the world, and your idea of your father or mother is my world, which exists for you.
So two constant happenings in our life. There are two things that are happening constantly in our life. One is the world and the actual world, the my world. So what is the world? The world is the actual happening. The facts. Just set of facts is the world. And the my world. The second thing that happens is my world. The perception of whatever is happening. Perception you carry about whatever is happening. That perception changes for each one of us. The actual happening is the world, that set of facts, but each one of us perceive by our own ideas of how certain things to be done, our minds about people, about everything happens in the life, our own labels, our own ideas, our own opinions about everything on the about life, about everything, and notions, interpretations, beliefs, experiences, expectations, memories, everything what we carry inside us as perceptions. So many set of things decides how we perceive what is actually happening. That means this is different for each one. So that's why the actual happening with a set of facts is the world, and what we perceive each one of us is my world.
So here you can see the illustration of the world and my world. The world is the actual happening which is given by the facts of the world. They're just a set of facts. And my world is your judgments, labels, ideas, opinions, notions, interpretations, beliefs, experiences, expectations, and memories. It is your interpretation of the happening given by your cognition. So the relationships that we have, the relationships are shaped by your cognition. So your cognition is responsible for the way you relate with life and with the people in your life. So it is your cognition that makes or breaks your relationships.
So in Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga, 11th verse, Bhagwan very beautifully says, Ye yathamam praptayante tan tada eva bhajami aham mama vatmaima kante manushyaha partha sarvasaha. That means Bhagavan Krishna very beautifully describing that whatever form in which you approach me, I appear to you in that form. You always see the world the way you are, not the way the world is.
So let us now watch a video where Swamiji narrates a story from his own life, exemplifying how to be complete when relating with others.
The moment he saw me, he got up and he rushed towards me to hit or to tell, how dare I walked inside the room without asking, excuse me, sir. May I come in, sir? He got up actually to hit me. How I responded, I was responding as if he got up seeing me. I said, please be seated. உட்காருங்க. That's it, that fellow's Kundalini has gone up. And he caught hold of my one hand and started twisting and started wiping my vibhuti. The moment his hand touched my vibhuti, that's all, my Kundalini has gone up. And I just held his one hand with one hand, that's all. At least my 10 teeth has gone into his hands. And he's screaming, hey, leave me, hey, leave me, hey, leave me. And real bite, not ordinary, real bite. And it took at least 2-3 minutes for him to get released. I bit him in the right hand. And nicely. And finally when he released his hand, he saw it's bleeding. And all 5-6 teeth mark. And I was nicely wiping my mouth and cleaning with my hand key. I had a small hand key in my trouser. With that I was cleaning and all that. And this fellow started screaming, hey, I will go and tell the headmaster and throw you out of the school. I just looked up and told him, if you go, in Tamil I said, Vadiyar headmaster போய் சொன்னா உன் மானம் தான் போகும் ஒரு சின்ன பையன் உனக்கு கடிச்சு வச்சிட்டான்னு. I told him, if you go and tell the headmaster, it is only shame on you because a small kid has bitten you. And that fellow was so angry. He said, even if it is shame on me, it's okay, I'll go and tell the headmaster. And the next word which I uttered only, I shook him. He had an extramarital affair with another one teacher. And both of them will come to the temple every day and sit under the banyan tree. And that usually I used to sit on that tree only. So I've heard about them, but I never thought I will go to the same school and same teacher. And they will come and sit and flirt there only. It's a remote area in the temple. I usually used to sit on that banyan tree. I'll sit on the banyan tree playing, and we will be playing around in that area only. Because we were kids and these two will never bother about us. And they would have never expected I will come to the same school and under them. And I told him, okay, I told in Tamil, வாங்க headmaster போலாம், நீங்களும் லக்ஷ்மி டீச்சரும் டெய்லி ஸ்கூலுக்கு வந்து என்ன பண்றீங்களோ, கோயிலில் வந்து என்ன பண்றீங்களோ நான் சொல்றேன், நீங்களும் சொல்லுங்க நானும் சொல்றேன், ரெண்டு பேரும் வாங்க போலாம். In Tamil I said, let's go to the headmaster and you tell what I did and I'll tell what you and Lakshmi teacher do every day in the temple after the school hours. Come on, let's go to the headmaster. That's all. That's all. That fellow took his kerchief and wiped his hand and he told me in Tamil, Sari po po, nee sollada nanu sollala. Means, all right, go. You also don't tell, I also won't tell. That's all. After that, he never bothered about my vibhuti. My sacred ash, he never interfered. Please understand why I want to tell this. The same situation, if any one of you, it could have become a root pattern in you. All I am trying to tell you is you don't need to develop incompletion. Developing incompletion is not mandatory. I don't have any incompletion about this incident from the beginning. Developing incompletions is not mandatory, which is not sure. See, this situation, there is every possibility I could have developed fear, incompletion, so much. I did not. Which I did not. How many of you understand what I am saying? So you need to know whether I also had a problem from him, but I did not develop incompletion. Whether the other person created problem or not is different, but developing incompletion is whose freedom? It's your freedom. Making incompletion out of that happening is your decision. So for 100% all incompletion, you are responsible. What they have done may be right or wrong, but it does not need to become incompletion. You see, what the teacher did is complete abusal. Wrong. But it never became incompletion in me. Recently, few years before when I went to Thiruvannamalai, he came and had my darshan. Later on. Because after some time the teacher became headmaster and that his wife died and he married the same teacher with whom he had an extramarital affair. He married the same teacher and that teacher also died. Now he is retired. He came and touched my feet. I picked up the same right hand and touched him. He said, you leave me. Leave my hand. I said, okay. It never became a pattern in me, incompletion in me. Even though what he did was completely wrong, I never created an incompletion in me. So what others may do right or wrong, but that does not mean you have to develop incompletion. So any incompletion you have developed, who is responsible? You. Supposed to do completion? You. Make them understand about completion, the other person, then explain incident by incident and listen to their response also. Most of the time, it will be completely, it would have been misunderstood by you. You are completely wrong. So listen. And finally, complete. Tell them clearly, whatever is right or wrong, now I am dropping it, I am completing with you, over. With this, I am not going to carry any more powerlessness, incompletion with you, over. Declare completion. Do this with every relationship, whoever is alive and reachable. If they are not reachable, not alive, do it only with the mirror and the other person.
Yes. So now let us understand this revelation of how we respond to the perception of the happening, the world and my world. Swamiji beautifully explained that when an incident happens, we do not need to become powerless or respond with powerlessness. We do not need to hold on to any incompletions, but we often respond to powerlessness with our perception of the incident. So let us see this interesting story that Swamiji has narrated, illustrating this perception of the happening. An old man once went to a nearby village and he was coming back to his home. He was coming back to his hometown. And from a distance, he saw that his house was on fire. And that's all. He literally started boiling and burning, rolling on the ground and crying. One of his sons came to him and said, "Why are you crying, father?" The old man said, "Oh, my house is on fire. My house is on fire." The son reminded him, "Don't you remember? Just yesterday, we sold the house." And immediately, the old man got up and he became completely all right. He was okay. All his suffering, his pain, everything disappeared. Everything became all right for him. But in a few minutes, the second son came and told him, "Father, we sold the house, that's true. But the money has still not come to us. We have not yet received the money." Then immediately, the old man started rolling on the ground again and crying, "Oh, my house is on fire, my house is on fire, my house is on fire." It was the same house burning in all the three perceptions. It was the same house. But for a few minutes, it was a suffering for the old man. The next few minutes, when he perceived that it was not his house, it was not a suffering for the same person. Then again, it was his house and it was a suffering for him. So it is nothing but his perception, how his patterns cognized this happening.
So now let us do one assignment. Internalizing the world and the my world. Let's take a few minutes. In your notebook, make 3 columns. The first column is situations or incompletion that you have, like whatever you identify as situations or incompletions. And the another second column, you write the world, the actual happening with a set of facts. And the third one is my world, our perceptions. These 3 columns, please take few minutes and do this. Do this assignment.
I welcome you all with my love and respect. Let you all open all your 3 eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham.
Yes. So now, if you've penned down the 3 columns for the situations that are incomplete for you, if you've penned down the world and the my world, you can now internalize this truth that Swamiji is giving us, that first you have to take responsibility for everything happening around you. You have to cognize that you are the source of everything happening around you.
See, what is the purpose of completion? The purpose of completion is not just healing of relationships. Your whole energy and consciousness will be different. Please know that what happened was not wrong. What is happening is right. Completion is right. Past is not wrong. You're not blaming or complaining. You are only completing and dropping it from your inner space. Now you're
Now
muted.
let us watch a video where Swamiji gives us the signs of completion with others, the technique of how to complete with others.
How many of you, when you did the process yesterday, the world and my world, understood it is you who messed up everything in your life? It is you who is supposed to repair everything in the life. How many of you understood that? All right. How many of you think we should really repair it? Very seriously, sincerely, you want to repair it. I'll give you step by step. How many of you think you don't need to repair it? You are not responsible. Raise your hand. No, really, I want to see. Maybe somebody will be thinking, why should I? No, I want you to understand, unless you decide, repairing cannot be done. Unless you decide, repairing cannot be done. Repairing cannot be done. Listen. Today we start completing with others. Others means not just only your father, mother, husband, wife, brother, sister, the human beings around you. We will start the completion with everything with which you are living. Your wealth, your health, your bag, your seat, your pets, your car, your house. Please understand, all these are living part of your life. They may be dead objects, but they are living part of your life. See, a house may be a dead object, but it is a living part of your life. How many of you understand what I am saying? It's a very important component of your life. First, we will start completion with all the human beings with whom we are living. First step, completion with everything. With every human being. First thing you need to do is deciding, I have to bring completion with others, with whoever I am living. I have to bring completion with whoever I am living. Even if they don't want, I will stretch my best and I will decide I am in the space of completion. Whenever they want, I am open to have them. I am open. I am going to be in the space of completion. Whenever they are also ready, it will become completely complete. Understand? Completion with others does not mean you are going to apologize to them. No. Apologizing is not completion. Asking sorry is not. So many people were saying, I want to apologize, I am sorry. No. I am sorry is not completion. I am deciding to drop hurting pattern in my life, or any incompletion, misunderstanding, anything. I am deciding to drop, and I am deciding not to bring them, not to give life to it again. See, past, you can't say you are wrong or you are right. No one can say you are wrong, you are right. It is not apologizing. It is not feeling sorry for the past. No. Deciding, I am dropping this incompletion, hangover of the past, and I will not allow this to happen once more. Completion is actually responsibility, not apologizing. See, apologizing or feeling sorry comes out of powerlessness, but completion comes out of responsibility. Understand the difference. Please listen. See the difference. Now when I am saying you need to complete with your mother, with your father, with your brother, with others, I am not asking you to apologize. I am not asking you to call them and say, oh sorry, oh sorry, oh sorry, bus bus. No. No. Feeling sorry comes from powerlessness. That is not completion. When you call, you explain, this is what has been perceived by me. Here, I am not interested in looking into you are wrong or I am wrong. That will only create more and more anger, hatred and suppressed violence. I am only saying one thing. I am ready to drop the past and its powerlessness, incompletion. I am declaring I am dropping the past and I am complete. I don't have incompletion. And I will not create any incompletion anymore. Your decision and declaration, when it reaches them, you will suddenly see they also open up and start coming towards completion. But first, you need to be prepared. The first step, preparation for you. Sit with any one person in the hall. First, invoke your mother in that person and complete. Then go to the another participant and invoke the father in the person and complete. Don't invoke everybody in one person. No. One person, and with whoever you need to complete. Here, complete. Then, without the person, sit with the mirror and invoke that person in the mirror. Invoke your mother in the mirror. Talk loudly, not silent completion. No. Talk loudly as you are talking to your mother and complete. Invoke your father. Talk loudly as you are talking to your father and complete. Listen. First step, with the participants, you will sit and do completion. Second step, with the mirror, you will sit and talk and do the completion. Third, only you are going to call them and start talking to them. How many of you understand? First, do the first step and second step. If they are dead, by invoking in the mirror, if you do completion, that's enough. And if there is a legal problem, calling them, they may record and create a problem. You don't need to call them. Yes. If you know that they are still alive and if you have the ability to reach out to them, you should reach out. First, you don't even go to that step. Let us first do these two completion. Then you will have a lot of questions. I'll answer them. I'll help you to do these two completion first. That will take away the anger and vengeance and misunderstandings and suppressions you have. Let that come out. Let you be healed. All that spicy, chilly anger, vengeance, everything will come out through the words. You will be ready to complete. If you directly now call them, you will only pick up more fight and come back with more mess up and incompletion. How many of you understand that? That is why I am not going to let you call them now. You will start reasoning with them. You are wrong, you are wrong, you are wrong. End of the call, more incompletion. First, even if your relative or the person with whom you have to complete is in the hall, you will not talk to them directly. You will only sit with persons, other participants, and then you will only sit with the mirror. Then I will have one more session answering your questions, and I will also be doing a Shivoham process to heal your past.
So the two-step completion with others is, step 1 is invoking the relationship in Swamiji's Atmamurti and completing with them, and verbally talk, not mentally. Completion is not saying sorry or asking for apology. Then making them understand there is no more incompletion between you and them. I'm not carrying anything inside me against you.
And step 2, complete with the mirror. Invoke the other person in the mirror and do the completion at least twice. Completion is the other person understanding that I'm not carrying anything inside me against you. That statement, that decision, the other person understanding that is completion. So with that, now we'll look at the various sevas we can offer today to Devi Parashakti, and the various sevas we can offer during Navaratri as we celebrate Devi Navaratri and the Venkateshwara Brahmotsavam.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Yes, Nithyananda. So now let us see the various manifestations of Devi that we'll be celebrating this Navaratri and the various offerings we can make to Devi Parashakti and Bhagavan Venkateshwara during this Brahmotsav. So on day 1, we have the manifestation of Devi Rajarajeshwari. On day 2, manifestation of Devi Meenakshi. Day 3, the manifestation of Devi Kamakshi, which is today. Devi is celebrated in her manifestation of Devi Kamakshi. Day 4 is Mata Annapurneshwari. Day 5 is Vishalakshi. Day 6, we celebrate the happening of Shayana Tirukolam, Devi in the form of Shayana Tirukolam. Day 7, Devi Mahalakshmi. Day 8, Devi Durga, and day 9, Devi Saraswati. And we have the various offerings of Mahaganapati Homa, Utsava Ambal Alankara Seva, Swamiji Vishesha Ambal Alankara Seva, Utsava Ambal Vishesh Shodashopachara Puja, Chandi Homa with Vishesha Dravya Homa and Purnahuti, Dasha Bhairava Puja, Kumari Puja, Suhasini Puja, the Durga Pratima Prana Pratishtapana, the Durga Saptami Puja, the Durga Saptami, Ashtami and Navami Arati, Puja Arati, the Devi Mahatmyam Parayanam, the Durga Ashtami Puja, Durga Kumari Puja, Durga Nava, the Maha Naivedya Seva on Vijayadashami, the Pratyaksha Pada Puja on Vijayadashami, the Tulabharam Seva on Vijayadashami, and the Utsava Venkateshwara Alankara Seva and the Utsava Venkateshwara Navakalashabhishekam for Bhagavan Venkateshwara. So all of these various offerings are being made available for all the devotees on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. So we have the various Alankara Sevas at $508 USD that you can register for. The Utsava Ambal Alankara Seva is the Alankara Seva of the Utsava Murti of Devi Parashakti in her various manifestations, which bestows the deep fulfillment of life and thereby taking us closer to the Guru who liberates us from the cycle of birth and death. And the Swamiji Vishesha Ambal Alankara Seva is the Alankara Seva of the Sachala Murti of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the Garbha Mandir of the Nithyananda Paramashiva Devalaya, decorated in the various manifestations of Devi Parashakti.
The Usamurti of Parashakti is decorated in her various manifestations and is worshipped with 16 offerings that are favorite to Parashakti. As part of it, a special Samputita Archana will be offered with the 108 names of her manifestations describing her divine qualities. Samputita Karana is unique to the Shakti Sampradaya, where two mantras are merged together to worship. A select verse from the Devi Mahatyam will be merged with the 108 names and the Archana is done.
And we also have the Chandi Homa, which is offered every day with the Vishesha Dravya Homa and the Purna, which is offered for 5,008 USD. So you can offer this seva, this sacred ritual to Devi Parashakti on any of these 9 nights of celebration. The chanting of the Sanskrit mantras brings out the latent powers that exist within us. And when these Sanskrit mantras are chanted by the power manifestors or Dvijas who are reborn from the Shaktipada of Paramashiva, they manifest intense life positive blessings, literally clearing the air of through any of the fire ritual. And we have to have the cosmic permission to invoke Chandika Parameshwari in the Agni and worship her by chanting the Devi Mahatmyam. And this sacred fire ritual demands the japam of incantation of the Devi Mahatmyam to be repeated 10 times to bring a cosmic alliance to invoke Chandi Devi in the Agni. And this sacred offering of the Chandi Homa, the offering of the Chandi Homa with the Vishesha Dravya Homa and Purnahuti, is being offered every day with the utmost, as per the Agamic injunctions, with the utmost integrity and authenticity by the third eye awakened beings in the sacred space of Adi Kailasha. So you can make this offering of the Chandi Homa, the Vishesha Dravya Homa and the Purnahuti on any of these 9 nights of celebration. And you can sign up for this on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And the various benefits of the Chandi Homa are extolled in the Devi Mahatmya, in the various verses of Devi Mahatmya. And the next offering is the offering of the Rajarajeshwari Ekadasha Dravya Abhishekam and Snapana Abhishekam. And this is a very special Abhishekam where, as per the Shakta Agamas, 11 types of Dravyams and Abhishekam items such as rice flour, turmeric powder, Jaladravya powder, Panchamritam, milk, curd, ghee, honey, sugarcane juice, fruit juice, tender coconut water, and Kandajalam is of Rajeshwari in the Nithyananda Paramashiva Devalayam. And finally, the energized waters of the Chandi Homa Kalashas and the Shankha, the conch, which have been consecrated during the entire day by various powerful mantras and rituals, are offered onto the deity of Devi Rajarajeshwari.
The next is the Kumari Puja, Dasha Bhairava Puja, and Suhasini Puja. Rarest of rituals when Devi Parashakti is invoked in living persons and worshipped. Through the initiation and blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the 9 forms of Devi manifest in the women and kids present for the puja and accept our offerings and worship. Hinduism is a religion where everything is auspicious and is an embodiment of Parashakti. When one witnesses the worship of a physical body which is radiating Parashakti, the highest auspicious thought current that occur in that person will be mirrored in our brain as well. A heightened feeling of connection to Parashakti will manifest when we see her in a physical form receiving our worship Parashakti. The cost is $1,008
Yes,
for
and
all
we
the
can
three.
also offer the Kumari Puja and the Dashabhairava Puja, which is offered to children. The So the Kumari Puja is offered to the girl child, the young girl child who's worshipped as a manifestation of Devi Parashakti herself. And through her innocent powerfulness, we can glimpse Devi Parashakti, the glimpse of the divine. And we can, the Dashabhairava Puja is offered to the young boys who are blessed and initiated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to radiate the powerful manifestations of Parashakti and the Dashabhairavas. And the Suhasini Puja is offered to married women who are the initiates of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, who sit as the form of Parashakti. And this unique revival of worship is one of the rarest where Parashakti is actualized and embodied and represents an actual physical body of Suhasini. As the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says, women are an embodiment of Parashakti, and here is a unique ritual in Hinduism recreating the same sacred sentiments that Sri Ramakrishna had when he offered the Jadadatri Puja to Sri Sharada Devi.
Durga Pratima Pratishtapana. The Kularnava Tantra describes in detail the worship of a Durga Devi, which is made out of clay. The agamic injunctions prescribe details on the way clay should be procured. They describe exactly from which land the mud should be procured. The ground deities are made with exact proportion as per the Shastras and are colored and decorated in the exact description of Durga Devi slaying the demons Mahishasura. This deity is an icon of Hindu feminism, where the cosmic mother, cosmic feminine, vanquishes the mass negativity. Tremendous amount of energy lands when the Durga Devi receives Prana Pratishtapana by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
So we can make these various offerings to Devi Parashakti and Bhagavan Venkateshwara during this Navaratri, and we can make all of these offerings on the website www.kailasamaila.com/sevas. So you can sign up for the offerings on the website www.kailasamaila.com/sevas. So with this, now we'll get ready for the darshan and the rituals happening directly from the sacred space of Adi HDH Nithyananda Paramashivam Devalaya, and get ready to receive the darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, manifesting as the Nijavatar of Devi Parashakti and Paramashiva himself, as the Sarvadeva Deva Swarupa, and also the sacred rituals from Adi Kailash. So let's now get ready for the darshan and sacred worship.